Hello, my name is Shirley Nzeh, and I'm a management consultant with a background in law, finance, banking, and risk. I'm also a tech entrepreneur, founder of Web 3.0 Africa, which seeks to educate, connect, and incubate Web3 founders. So I write also in a number of publications and speak on Web3 technologies and its practical applications for businesses, brands, and institutions. I've been asked today to share some insights on an important topic, which is the underrepresentation of women in the blockchain and therefore the underrepresentation of women with that knowledge in the travel and tourism industry. So just last week, I hosted a panel of female founders at the Global DeFi Conference with TechSuckers, a premium international events company in the Web3 space. The panel discussed we discussed tackling the underrepresentation of women in DeFi, which looked at the trends in terms of adoption of Web3 technologies by women. And if there is an underrepresentation of women in blockchain, then there is, by the law of averages, also an underrepresentation of women with that knowledge in travel and tourism, which I think is really incredibly sad because it means that we're missing out on the upside, the benefits and the opportunities for the operational efficiencies and the future growth of that the technology provides. That in turn means that those who are aware and are involved and active will be able to leverage that knowledge to gain a competitive advantage over you, over your business. This is why I make it a point of writing about these technologies in a way that makes sense to women and people. So what is a Web3? Web3 is kind of a generic umbrella term, and it's underpinned by the blockchain and includes augmented reality, virtual reality, NFTs, crypto, DAOs, and DeFi. What are the benefits and what are the principles? The main principles are consensus. It's an open ledger, so everything is verifiable by everyone. It's borderless, trustless. You can create scarcity, program scarcity. You can also get or control direct access to communities, finance, services, and funds. Why does it matter? So I think it matters because doing business is expensive and you want to make it as seamless as possible. So you are able to do business without a trusted third party, without delays, without any failures on their side. So you want to eliminate that single point of failure. You have an anonymity side, which is quite handy sometimes. And you don't have to give away all your details because there is a bit of an overreach in terms of the level of information that businesses now request from us. There's also reduced admin and paperwork because the rules are sort of embedded in the smart contracts, which basically control the way transactions are executed. So one of the components I spoke about is the blockchain. Blockchain is effectively open ledger. It's verifiable by everybody, as I mentioned. Smart contracts enable the automation. They effectively act as an automatic escrow system where you do not have to rely on human action or be fearful of human interaction. Let me give an example. I think ticketing is a really good example. So let's say I have an agreement with you where I pay $50 and you will transfer the ticket to me. So I make the payment of the $50 and I don't receive the ticket. Now in the trad world, Web 2, my options would include doing nothing and losing that money, or getting very upset and going on social media and having a rant. Or I can engage a lawyer, in which case I lose because I expend more finances and stress to effectively hire a lawyer. And also potentially I could also use an escrow service, which means I lose again because I'm spending more money to make that transaction and to ensure that it's actually executed on your side as well. So with Web3, that doesn't happen. I make the money, the item is transferred via smart contract, and there's no need for anything else. Additional benefits would be the fact that now I've got my ticket, I'm happy. Should I lose my ticket? Should it be stolen or should it be somehow damaged physically? Or even if my computer's lost, I can, or you, anyone can verify that I bought that ticket because, and we don't have that with a traditional business, right? So with traditional business, you need the record somewhere. And if that goes down, Well, I suppose cloud computing it provides an answer, but that could go down too. If you remember, Facebook lost access for quite a while, all day. Well, with the blockchain, there are millions of other nodes, they're called, which are on the blockchain, and they can evidence that that transaction happened. So, it's very hard to lose, and it's also very hard to hack a system where you have to hack millions and millions and millions of computers. So that risk is reduced. And this is just one use case. Imagine all the different use cases and benefits that you can bring using and applying this technology. And I think this technology really has a role to play where relationships are not so strong and the trust levels are low. You don't need to trust that person. You can just put out your offer, get paid, and the transaction executes itself automatically. Another thing I'd like to talk about is NFTs. So NFTs are effectively non-fungible tokens and can be used for many business use cases, including gating access to services, financial products and services, content, people, value, and membership. So what are NFTs, or NFTs as I like to call them? NFTs are effectively an asset of value to someone that is scarce in nature and not interchangeable. So, for example, if I lost a £1 coin and you decided to be very kind and give me a £1 coin back, that puts me back in my original position. So it means that the new coin is interchangeable with my lost coin. Now I'd like to give you another example. And I know for sure there'll probably no £1 coins in the 30s, but this is just for intents and purposes for this example. Let's just say that I have a very unique £1 coin that was minted in 1930, and it was owned by Queen Elizabeth. She held it during her coronation. Granted, there will not be many other £1 coins like that. So that's a very special coin. It is non-interchangeable because you can't just replace it with the current coin in circulation right now. So effectively, yeah, that is a non-fungible token. Generally, NFTs are used to evidence ownership and transfer rights, mainly in culture, because that's how most people have come to know them, but they can be used for so many other things. They can be used to, like I said, grant access to commercial rights as well. So some NFTs allow you to commercialize a certain asset up to a certain amount or unlimited. And it all really depends on the license that is issued. So again, you can gate access to communities, memberships, etc. So I do want to talk about one of my favorite use cases for NFTs there. And I don't think a lot of people know about this. So, and the use case is funding projects, causes, and organizations. So let's just say you have a hotel and you want to erect a new restaurant at your hotel. It needs $2 million in terms of funding. Very easy. You issue a 10,000 collection of Nifty collection at $200 each. Like any membership club, you provide holders of your NFT access and privileges to places, spaces, and services as agreed. However, unlike traditional means, there is no overhead or paperwork or admin. All holders need to do is to hold the NFT in their wallet. A wallet takes 1 minute to create. And that is all. But the other thing I love about Nifty funding is that, let's say I own one of your Nifties and I'm no longer able to enjoy the restaurant anymore because I'm moving away. So physically, I no longer have access. Now, in traditional business, the purchase is lost to me because I can't really visit the restaurant anymore. And progressive businesses may offer a buyback scheme to buy back the NFT. But I find that's often not the case. So effectively, you've just lost out. But if you apply this to our NFT world, our new world, okay, I can simply, all I have to do is list my unwanted NFT on the marketplace with a small profit. I might choose to sell it at the price I bought it at, or even less. It really depends on me and how quickly I want to sell it, etc. And or even how much the actual asset has appreciated in value since I sold it. That does happen as well. So all I have to do is list it. Someone picks it up, and every time someone buys it, that purchase generates a percentage royalty for the business, effectively your business. So every time these nifties change hands, you are getting a payment, a royalty, you know. So not only have you just fully funded your restaurant, you've also now found a way to generate passive income for life every time your NFT changes hands. And this is a game changer. And that is why I love this technology. So you can also use nifties for loans. So in case you're short of working capital, which is very crucial, it doesn't matter how many assets you have, every business needs working capital. So to generate working capital, you can effectively deposit your NFT in escrow and lend, well, people lend money to you against your NFT because they're considered to be an asset of value. DeFi, decentralized finance, is what it stands for. It's a fantastic way for your company to manage your funds or your treasury. Currently, the deposits we hold in banks are earning pretty low interest rates, and I think that's a pretty global problem. DeFi allows your business to stake, yield farm, and lock deposits into decentralized financial institutions to earn incredible interest rates. 7% is the lowest I've seen. I've seen 50%, I've seen 18, I've seen up to 170%, but it also depends on the risk profile of the particular asset class that is in question. So, but the fact is that the option is there. And if you have the funds lying there, why not and it compounds daily. It's really incredible. So summary, there is so much I could discuss in terms of DeFi, lending, AR, VR, NFTs, crypto, DAOs, but it's just not possible. Like, I've just got a few minutes to talk to you. And I'm sure there are going to be more videos coming out. Thank you so much for allowing me to even make this one. The real point that I'm trying to make is that up until 2018, Web3 was dominated by men. Why? I mean, traditionally, blockchain was associated with the purchase of illegal items on the Silk Road, the dark net, and crime. Many private groups were set up by guys. A lot of the people, early adopters in blockchain, were developers, coders, which tend to be male-dominated spaces. At times, sometimes when I go into some of these communities, I feel like I'm gate crashing, but it doesn't matter. We need to own those spaces. We need to take our seat at the table as well. And it's a very friendly space. In 2018, actually, Long Hash did a study and found the following. So of the 100 blockchain startups that they interviewed, just 14.5% had female employees and only 7% were managers. 78% of the startups had no female leaders at all. Approximately it's about less than 10% of women were invested in cryptocurrency in 2018 due to the risk of the association with higher risk and criminal activities. However, there's been a marked change since 2018. And so many women are getting to this space now. In fact, if you want to find out more, I posted something on it's the Gemini report, The State of Crypto. It was published by Gemini. It's on LinkedIn. So if you look me up on LinkedIn, you'll be able to find the report. It's my latest post. So I think it was, early this month or late last month. So we're all new to this. If you're in this now, you are effectively a pioneer. You're able to share, you're able to influence, and you're able to effectively develop the technology and its use cases. And when I say the changes now, if you look at Binance, half of its employees are female. A lot of women, most crypto investors in India are women. IBM's blockchain division led by Marie Week. JP Morgan's blockchain division led by Amber Boldet. Blythe Mathers founded Digital Asset Holdings and later then joined JP Morgan Chase as managing director. There's so many women in this space. Even Caitlin Brightman, co-founder of Tezos, that raised 223 million in an ICO. And like I mentioned, you should really check out the report on my LinkedIn. Despite this change, we are nowhere where we need to be. We all know that the effective deployment of technology amplifies a business or a person's ability to do more. And when I say more, achieve better efficiencies, achieve access to finance, communities, education, audiences, information, and innovation, and therefore competitive advantage. So my call to action to all the females in travel and tourism is to get curious about Web3 and the blockchain. This technology is a great leveler. It is not going anywhere. In fact, what I do see is a gathering of pace. I know it. I know what it can do and the benefits and opportunities it offers. Some of the examples I've mentioned are literally just scratching the surface. All you have to do is, even look at the unifying power of it. For example, when friends and strangers got together under the Constitution DAO to raise a whopping $40 million in just 2 weeks, or the impact created when the founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, donated billions of dollars in Shiba Inu tokens to the COVID relief fund in India, or even recently the £10 million donation by Binance to the Ukrainian humanitarian fund. The impact is huge. As I've said, borderless, trustless, programmable scarcity, which is effectively a reflection of your value, the value you create, direct access to communities, finance, and funds.